The second chapter of chemistry is matter around us pure? In this, we are going to focus on chemical nature of matter. Now, let us classify the matter based on chemical nature. So, matter can be chemically classified as pure substance and mixtures. So, children, what thought comes to your mind when the word pure is said? Pure means not adulterated or mixed with any low quality material. Let us consider the products like salt, pure ghee, and pure milk. For the common persons like me and you, all these products are pure because they do not contain any kind of impurities. But what about the scientist? According to modern day scientists, milk is a mixture of water, fats, and proteins. So the modern scientist says pure substance contains only one kind of particles. Example, gold. Gold is a pure substance. Pure substance is further classified as elements and compounds. Now let us see what are mixtures. Based on the composition, mixtures are further classified into two types. If a mixture shows uniform composition, then it is known as homogeneous mixture. The example of homogeneous mixture is true solution. And if the mixture shows non-uniform composition, then it is known as heterogeneous mixtures. Heterogeneous mixtures are further classified into two types, that is colloids and suspension. If you take sodium chloride or a copper sulfate into a beaker of water, you will get a solution of copper sulfate or salt solution. You get a uniform composition. Means if you observe the mixture in the beaker, it is same throughout. It gives a single blue color. As the copper sulfate is blue in color, when you add to the water, you will get a mixture of a clear blue liquid. And such type of mixture which gives uniform composition from top to bottom is called as homogeneous mixtures. So the properties of homogeneous mixtures are: homogeneous mixtures have a uniform composition. The particles of the mixture are not visible by the naked eyes. Means whatever you have added salt or copper sulfate to the water, it will not be visible. It will get fully dissolved in it. And if you want to separate those particles of sugar, salt, or copper sulfate from the mixture, with the help of filtration or filter paper, the particles cannot be separated by filtration. The mixture is The third property is the mixture is stable. Stable in the sense the salt or the sugar or copper sulfate what you have added, it will not settle at the bottom. Such a mixture is known as stable mixture. The fourth property is the path of light of beam of light is not visible in the mixture. If you pass the light through the mixture, the path will not be visible because the particles are smaller than 1 nanometer and they cannot be seen through the naked eyes. And these particles are very small to scatter the beam of light. The examples for homogeneous mixture are mixture of sugar in water, mixture of salt in water, and copper sulfate in water. Now we will discuss about the heterogeneous mixtures. The example, like if you take a soil or chalk powder or a sand particle and you add to the water, then the mixture which is obtained is known as heterogeneous mixtures. In heterogeneous mixtures, you can clearly see the particles added to the water. That is, if you add the chalk powder or sand particles, it will not dissolve fully in it. So, the properties of heterogeneous mixtures are The mixture which has non-uniform composition is called heterogeneous mixture. Hetero means different. The particles are visible by the naked eyes, means without magnifying glass or without a microscope also you can see the particles of sand or chalk powder added to the water in the mixture. The particles can be separated by filtration, and if you want to separate out those soil or sand or chalk powder from the mixture, you can easily separate it by filtration or a filter paper, by using the filter paper. The mixture is unstable, means if you allow the mixture to stand for a few hours without disturbing it, you see the particles of the sand, soil, or chalk powder settle at the bottom. They get collected at the bottom, and the clear water liquid will be at the top layer and the soil will be at the bottom layer. So, such a mixture is called unstable. And if you pass the light through the mixture, you will be able to see the beam of light. The light path of beam of light is visible in these mixtures. So it shows a Tyndall effect. The scattering of beam of light is called as a Tyndall effect. Now next, the example for these are mixture of salt and sand, mixture of sulfur and iron filings, mixture of oil and water, etc. Now let us summarize what you have learnt in this session by watching the video. Hello students. In the first chapter of chemistry, that is matter in our surrounding, you have learnt about physical nature of matter, that is solid, liquid and gaseous. In this session, you shall learn about chemical nature of matter. So we are basically going to focus on the chemical nature of matter in this session, which is
Dear students, when we hear word pure, very first thing that strikes into our mind is anything which is not adulterated. Say, a ghee is said to be pure only if it's not adulterated. But ghee is also a mixture of many substances like fats, proteins, etc. So, modern scientists termed it as mixture rather than calling it pure. So what do you mean by mixture? A mixture is two or more substances mixed with each other where substances are individually distinct. A substance is a pure kind of matter which cannot be separated by any physical process. In mixture of salty water, salt and water are substances. So, on basis of nature of substances, mixture can be divided into homogeneous and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture. Dear students, can you identify salt from the mixture of salt and water? No. This is because salt particles get evenly distributed among water particles. Mixture in which all the particles are evenly distributed, making a uniform composition, is known as homogeneous mixture. Some other examples are air, blood, tea, etc. Again, if you add 1 or 2 teaspoons of salt more to mixture, does the mixture seems to be same? Well, no. Mixture will show slight change in color. This shows that though both are homogeneous mixtures, still they have variable composition. Now what about heterogeneous mixture? It can be defined as mixture with non-uniform composition of substances where substance or their phases are easily distinguishable. Say, mixture of water and sand. Here, sand particles are easily identified. Hence, it is heterogeneous mixture. Some other examples are mixture of oil and water, salt and iron filings, etc. Let us now have a look on activity. What is solution? A solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Generally, when we say a solution, a picture of liquid solution strikes in our mind. It's interesting to know that there are solid as well as gaseous solutions. In solution, each and every particle follows homogeneity. This is the only reason your tea tastes same from the first sip to last one. So let me tell you a little more about solution. A solution is made up of components called solute and solvent. Component which is present in large quantity is called as solvent. Example, water. Component which is present in less quantity is called as solute. Example, salt, sugar, etc. Can you guess the properties of solution? A solution is homogeneous mixture. Particles of solutions are not visible to naked eye. Due to small size, they do not scatter beam of light, and so path of light is not visible. Solute particles present in solution are not separated from the solution by method of filtration. Solute particles in solution do not settle down if left undisturbed. I hope you have understood the concept. Thanks for watching.